Here are the top 10 pros and cons of living in Nassau County, New York. In this video, we will explore the advantages and disadvantages of calling Nassau County, New York home, a place where the allure of city life intertwines with suburban charm. This vibrant county offers a unique blend of opportunity and obstacles, creating an intriguing tapestry for its residents. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about buying and living in New York, then subscribe below and tap that bell notification so you can be the first to know about the current market in New York. My name is Malcolm Marcel, aka Mr. Marcel, and I'm a licensed loan officer that's here to help you. My team and I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking for help on making their move to New York, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All of the information is in the description below so we can help you make a smooth move to New York. So I love starting these videos with going over the cons and then the pros. Save the best for last. So cons. Number one, a high cost of living. Nassau County has a higher cost of living compared to the national average with expensive housing property tax. I moved from Queens to Nassau, and I can tell you this is very true. When I first saw my property tax bill, I was like, oh my God, where is this going? But then you start noticing the roads. They take a lot more money to develop the schools, the roads, the garbage. Like, they invest a lot more in the county, so it tends to be more expensive. Number two, traffic congestion. So the proximity to New York is really close. Obviously, Nassau is in New York State, so it's close to New York City. So when New York City has heavy traffic during peak hours, it leads to longer commute times in Nassau County. It just happens because a lot of people from Nassau go to New York and vice versa. So be prepared to be frustrated with New York City traffic. Granted though, Nassau does have longer, wider roads, so that could kind of help you a little bit. The congestion is drastic, the commute times are longer, and you're gonna be potentially frustrated depending on how you deal with traffic. Three, limited open spaces. Nassau County is being highly developed. So that means the population has increased, meaning limited space in certain areas. So granted, compared to New York City, there's still a lot more room, but because it's being updated, you're starting to get a lot more places that are just building up. But it's not bad, nowhere near as bad as New York City. While there are parks and green spaces still available, it might not be as abundant or expansive as more rural suburban areas such as Suffolk. This can be a drawback for individuals who are really into hiking or biking or simply enjoying nature being close to home. So there is more space than New York City, but it is slowly, the expansion is coming to Nassau and going further. Varying school districts. While there are excellent schools in Nassau County, the quality can be very significantly between areas. I think in New York City, it's pretty similar. Depending on the areas, the school districts, the school zones, the quality of the education could drastically be different. But I think that happens in all of New York. But it's something to think about when you're moving between different areas, requiring you to do your own research before choosing a resident. Number five, property taxes. Oh my God. I know I spoke about this before, but I just want to reiterate it because they can be quite high. Like, you really have to understand it could be a financial burden on homeowners or people who are thinking about moving. You have to think about the taxes that you're going to be paying. Number six, nightlife. While there are some entertainment options in certain areas of Nassau County, nightlife scene might not be as vibrant and diverse of New York City. We're close to New York City, so we still get some of that, but New York City has its own nightlife. It's 24/7, it doesn't sleep. That's why they call it New York City, the Big Apple, because it always stays open. So Nassau is gonna be a little different, but it's not bad. Number 7, lack of culture diversity, especially when you compare it to New York City. New York City is the melting pot, so Nassau is still good. It still has a lot of diversity and culture, but it's nowhere near as much. It has a lot less culture diversity and more homogeneous communities. Yeah. Number 8, limited public transportation. The Nassau has buses. I can't remember. I don't think it's called MTA. It might still be MTA. I don't know. I don't take the bus anymore. So, but it has limited public transportation. There aren't subways everywhere. They have the Long Island Railroad, but it's limited. If you're used to living in New York, you know you hop on a train, blah blah blah. The bus is always running. It's limited in Nassau. All right. I can't reiterate that anymore, but change it. It's very limited. So, despite having a relatively well-developed public transportation, it might not be as extensive or comprehensive as some other metropolitan areas, such as New York City. Crowded beaches during peak summer months. So everyone from New York comes to Nassau during the summertime because they have beaches, and then some of them are really nice, making it challenging just to find a peaceful place to rest, a nice spot. But that's good and bad because you're still close to the beach anyway. So, fun fact, studies show that if people watch water or are closer to water, hearing the sounds of viewing it, they actually tend to be happier. So maybe that's why people in Nassau or places closer to the beach are a little happier than New York City. We're tired of seeing concrete. Number 10, harsh winters. Like most of the northeastern United States, Nassau County experiences cold and snowy winters, which can be a drawback for those who dislike the cold. So if you don't like the cold, New York City isn't for you. New York City, New York State, Nassau, Suffolk, none of that, because our winters are cold. And as you get closer to upstate New York, the winters get worse. So Nassau County, Suffolk, as you go further up, it gets worse. All right, now we're going to talk about the 10 pros. Pro number 1, the proximity to New York City is immensely great or really good because the proximity to New York is right there. New York City and Nassau County, it's the distance depending on where in Nassau you live, can only be like a 5-10 minutes drive. If you live in like Valley Stream, that's right there to New York City. Hempstead, Elmont, that's all right there. Baldwin, Freeport, not too far out. You're about 30 minutes, 20 minutes depending on traffic. So Nassau County offers an easy access to the vibrant culture and the professional opportunities of New York City, making it a desirable location for those seeking career growth and entertainment options. Number 2, beautiful beaches. The county is home to several stunning beaches along Long Island coastal line, because we are right there by the water, providing residents with beaches. And as I said before, it's been proven by science, not by me. If you don't believe it, Google it, that being close to the beach, seeing the water actually makes you happy. So it's opportunities for relaxation, water activities, beautiful scenery. If you like painting or just freeing your mind, that's really good. Number 3, excellent school districts. As I said before, you have to do your own research, but Nassau County boasts some of the number 1 rated school districts offering quality education, a wide range of extracurricular activities for their children. Fun fact, they actually spend a lot on, as I said, the property tax is expensive because they spend a lot on reinvesting that money into the schools to help get smaller class sizes, better education, hire better teachers, pay them more. You pay the teacher more, they're happier, the students learn. Please do your own research. Check the stats yourself before you fall in love with an area, because you want to make sure the school district is good and is diverse enough for your personal feelings or personal beliefs. All right. Number 4, strong job markets. With its proximity, once again, to New York City, Nassau County benefits from the robust job market, providing ample employment opportunities across various industries. Number 5, community engagement. This is one of the big things that made me want to move to Nassau, actually. It's a lot more community. Like when I moved in, the neighbors came, knocked on the door. And I guess it depends on where in New York. I was originally in Queens, Jamaica. When we moved there, there was no neighbors coming knocking on the door saying, "Hi, here's some cookies." It wasn't like that. It was like, "Oh, that's a new neighbor." It was more like that. But you have a lot more community engagement. It's a strong sense of community when you come to Nassau, with numerous local events. Right up the block by me, they're always doing I guess it's like trade shows they do with cars. They do pop-up shops like every other weekend during the summer. They're always doing a fair, and it's right here. It's like 3 blocks, a block, 1 to 3 blocks away. We do block parties. Like there's a lot of local community events, festivals, and recreational activities that foster connection and social engagement. So that's something that I wanted to do for my kids. I wanted to make sure they're around people who are friendly, who want to do engagement, just bring that sense of community. It takes a village to raise a child. Number 6, safety and security. Nassau County consistently, not sometimes, consistently ranks as one of the safest counties in New York. Think about that. In New York, all of New York, providing residents with a peace of mind and a sense of security. When you're buying a house, you want to feel safe. You don't want to come home watching your back, looking around like, oh God, what's that? You want to feel safe. So for me, at least, finding somewhere where it was safe to raise a family, have a family, all that stuff was very important. Number 7, shopping and dining. Now, granted, the food here is good, but it does not compare to New York City. Off the bat, I'm a Nassau resident now, but New York City has some of the best restaurants ever. I don't care what you say. New York City has some of the best restaurants in the world. But shopping and dining, Nassau does have something. They have a lot of outlets out here. They offer an array of shopping centers, malls, dining options, catering to diverse taste buds and preferences. But still, the shopping is good, but the food in New York is better. I don't care what you say. New York City has better food. All right, 8, healthcare facilities. The county is home to several renowned hospitals and medical facilities, ensuring access to quality healthcare services for residents. This is very, very true. It has NYU. NYU is everywhere though, so that's not maybe one, but they do have a lot of major, well-known hospitals in Nassau. And I love it because you don't have to fight for parking in New York. Depending on where you go, if you go to Manhattan and try to go to NYU and stuff like that, you're going to have to fight for parking, find a parking lot. In Nassau, ample amount of space, ample amount of parking. You will find parking. That's another benefit. You will find parking in Nassau. You don't have to worry about dealing with parking. Cultural and historical sites. Nassau County is rich in culture. I actually have a museum not too far from me. I want to say another 2-3 blocks. Like there's a lot of things here. My house is actually one of the historical houses on the block. I didn't even know that. So it's a lot of culture, a lot of historical, a lot of landmarks, which includes houses. So Nassau County is rich in culture, museums, art. There's just a lot of different historical sites offering you the opportunity of exploration and education. You want to educate your children, or you in general, you want to educate yourself as you're going to view these sites and understand what kind of culture and place you're living in. All right, number 10, public transportation. As I said before, it is very developed, but it's not as developed as living in the boroughs. So it's in between. If you're coming out from other Midwest and stuff like that, Nassau's public transportation will be like, oh my God, this is amazing. But if you live in New York City, you'll be like, it's all right, but I'm so used to having more buses, so it's a little bad. So it's good and bad. It's positive and a negative, depending on where you're from. But it is very good compared to a lot of other countries or counties in New York, honestly. Well, the county has well-developed public transportation system, including trains, the LIR, routes, buses, I believe the N something for Nassau County, I think. Someone put in comment section if I'm right or wrong. I believe it's N. I haven't took public transportation in a while. And it's very convenient for you if you do not drive, especially having the LIR. Now, granted, it's still not as good as New York City. I have to make sure I keep mentioning that because I don't want you to come from New York and be like, wait, Malcolm, you said that it was just, no, it's not as good. Now, it's close to New York, and the LIR goes from Nassau. I believe it might even go from Suffolk. I believe it goes from Suffolk and it goes all the way into New York City. So it's perfect for you if you want to, not drive, not deal with traffic. That's one of the other benefits. Taking the train, you don't have to deal with traffic, and it's convenient. It's peaceful most times, and you could take a little nap and you wake up and you're right there on 52nd Street or 42nd Street. Nassau County is a place where city life, because we're so close to New York, actually merges with the suburban charm. You having more land, more space, parking and stuff like that. And it presents a fair share of challenges depending on where you're coming from. So it's good and bad depending on what you want for yourself and what things you take serious. Like for me, I really wanted safety. I wanted space. I was tired of driving around looking for parking. I would come home from work. I'm driving around for 30 minutes trying to find a parking spot. So I was tired of dealing with stuff like that. So then the county's hidden gems and unique opportunities make it an exciting destination for individuals who have families or you're thinking about starting a family. Whether you're seeking a balance between urban amenities and a quieter lifestyle, or hoping to explore the rich history and natural beauty of the area, Nassau County offers a tapestry of experience waiting to be explored. It is important to know that your personal preferences and priorities may vary. So it's essential to consider all of the pros and cons that I gave you to your specific wants and need and lifestyles. All right. So as I said before, if you're thinking about moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All of the information is in the description below so we can help you make a smooth move to New York. Feel free to watch some of my other videos as I talk about New York a lot. So until next time, over and out.